Dear students, in this class we are going to discuss about armature reaction. First we should see what is armature reaction. Armature reaction in a DC machine is basically the effect of armature produced flux on the main flux or field flux. That is, the action of armature MMF on the main field MMF is called as armature reaction. The action of armature MMF on the main field MMF is called as armature reaction. MMF means magnetomotive force. Let us see the effects of armature reaction. The armature reaction produces the following two undesirable effects. They are, it demagnetizes or weakens the main flux, and it cross-magnetizes or discharges the main flux. These two are the undesirable effects of the armature reaction. Reduction in main flux per voltage reduces the generated voltage and torque, whereas distortion of the main field flux influences the limits of successful commutation in DC machines. The two desirable effects, first one is reduction in main flux. The reduction in main flux per voltage reduces the generated voltage and torque, whereas the cross-magnetic effects, that is the distortion of the main field flux, influences the limits of successful commutation, that is AC into DC in DC machines. Let us see the explanation of the armature reaction. To understand this process, let us first assume a two-pole DC machine at no load. At that instant, there is no armature current, so the flux due to MMF produced by the field current in the machine at north pole of the magnet will flow towards the south pole of the magnet. See the diagram. All the flux are linked with the north pole to the south pole. The net or resultant flux of the system can be taken as a straight horizontal line OA seen in the figure. Also, at that instant, the magnetic neutral axis, that is MNA of the machine, will coincide with the geometrical neutral axis. They are in the same direction, as the MNA is always perpendicular to the net flux. Now, when the DC machine is loaded, current flows in armature windings. This armature current set up armature flux. With the field windings unexcited, the flux can be shown as vertical lines. See the diagram. The flux can be shown as vertical lines across the armature conductors. The conductors on the left side of the MNA, that is magnetic neutral axis, will have current flowing in inside direction, whereas right side of MNA, the current will flow in the outside direction. They are in the opposite direction. The direction of the flux thus produced can be determined by using Maxwell's right-hand screw rule. The resultant flux of the system is a straight vertical line OB and can be shown in figure. Note that the magnitude of OB will always be less than OA, since the cause of armature flux is field flux and it is known to us that effect is always less than the cause. Here armature flux is the effect and field flux is the cause. An examination to the above two phasor levels that the path of armature flux is perpendicular to the main field flux. In other words, the path of the armature flux crosses the path of the main field flux. This can be shown in the phasor. Thus, the effect of armature flux on the main field flux is entirely cross-magnetizing, and it is for this reason that the flux produced by armature MMF is also called as cross flux. When the current flows in both the armature and field windings, the resultant flux distribution is obtained by superimposing these two fluxes. That is the no load flux. Second one is the load flux. Next, third diagram is the resultant flux. See the diagram. It has the fringing effect. That is the action of armature MMF on the main field MMF. It is observed that the armature flux aids the main field flux at the lower end of the north pole and at the upper end of the south pole. Therefore, at these two poles, the armature flux strengthens the main field flux. Likewise, the armature flux weakens the main field flux at upper end of N pole and at lower end of south pole. See the diagram. The main field flux at the lower end of the north pole and at the upper end of the south pole. Therefore, at these two poles, the armature flux strengthens the main field flux. Likewise, the armature flux weakens the main field flux at upper end of the north pole and at the lower end of the south pole. The diagram shows the resultant flux, that is the weakening and aiding. See the phasor diagram. Now the GNA and MNA having the angle of theta. The resultant flux is pi r. Pi f is field flux, pi a is armature flux, and pi r is the resultant flux. Now the GNA and MNA are having the angle of theta. Now if there is no magnetic saturation, then the amount of strengthening and weakening of the main field flux are equal and the resultant flux per pole remains unaltered from its no load value. Actually, the magnetic saturation does occurs, and as a consequence the strengthening effect is less as compared to the weakening effect, and the resultant flux is decreased from its no load value. This is called demagnetizing effect of armature reaction. So when the machine is run loaded, MNA, that is the magnetic neutral axis, will shift from GNA of the machine with angle theta. The resultant shift is completely dependent on the magnitude of the armature current. Thus, greater the value of armature current, greater is the shift of MNA from GNA. That is the angle is theta. The theta is very greater. It may therefore be started from the above that net effect of armature flux on the main field flux is to distort the main field flux, thereby causing non-uniform distribution of flux under the main poles. To shift the MNA in the direction of the rotation for a generator and against the direction of rotation of a motor. To reduce the main field flux from its no load due to magnetic saturation. Then the methods to reduce the armature reaction. There are two methods used to reduce the armature reaction. They are compensate windings and interpoles or copoles. These two are reduce the armature reaction. So we are having interpoles in the DC machine. And also we have compensating winding in the DC machine. First we will see about the compensating windings. The compensating windings consist of a series of coils embedded in slots in the pole faces. These coils are connected in series with the armature in such a way that the current in them flows in opposite direction to that flowing in armature conductors directly below the pole shoes. The series connected compensating windings produce a magnetic field which varies directly with armature current. As the compensating windings are bound to produce a field that opposes the magnetic field of the armature, they tend to cancel the effects of the armature magnetic field. First diagram shows the compensating winding diagram and second diagram shows the interpoles diagram. The compensating windings are allocated in the pole shoes. It is a two-pole machine. The vertical poles are the interpoles and the horizontal poles are the main field poles. Let us discuss about interpoles. Another way to reduce the effect of armature reaction is to place small auxiliary poles called interpoles between the main field poles. Interpoles have a few turns of large wire and are connected in series with the armature. Interpoles are wound and placed so that each interpole has the same magnetic polarity as the main pole ahead of it in the direction of rotation. The field generated by the interpoles produces the same effect as the compensating winding. This field in effect cancels the armature reaction for all values of load current.